So I have my Apple Card for a little over a month now, and I would like to give you guys my 1 month later review of the Apple Card. Is it worth applying to? We're gonna find out right now. First things first, applying for the Apple Card is very simple. You got to make sure you have the latest version of iOS, in this case iOS 13. You have to launch up the wallet application and you have to tap on the plus icon, and then you could tap on Apple Card, and then you're gonna have to enter in your credentials such as your first name, your last name, your street address, your social security, and you have to enter in your annual income. So I received a $5,000 credit limit. Once you're accepted, you're able to use your credit card right away. Now, in order for you to get your physical card, you have to request that in. It should arrive like around 3 to 7 business days. For me, it literally took a week. So, and it's via UPS or FedEx, it depends. And you will get like a tracking number. Your phone is going to notify you once your card is shipped out or delivered. Now, activating the physical card is very simple. If you have an iPhone XS, you just got to take your iPhone and lift up the credit card sleeve and just hover it over your iPhone, and it's going to automatically connect. But in my case, I had the iPhone XS when I activated this card, so you have to launch up the wallet application and then do the same process. But all of that out the way, you can use your credit card without requesting a physical card. So it's via Apple Pay. And I gotta say, that's probably the best way to use the Apple Card is via Apple Pay. This is, in my opinion, the worst way to use the card physically, by giving the cashier your credit card or entering a credit card number, because you only get 1% cash back. And that leads me, let's talk about the awards. You get 1% cash back on all physical purchases if you use a credit card. So that is such like Amazon. So you're going to get 1% cash back if you use a credit card number, or if you hand over your credit card to the cashier. Like I said, you're only going to get 1% cash back. Now, if you purchase anything via Apple Pay, you'll get 2% cash back, which is pretty good. That is better than my credit card. My credit card is the Capital One, and I receive 1.5% cash back on all purchases, and that's about it. But to be able to have 2% via Apple Pay is pretty impressive. And keep in mind, there's no annual fees, there's no late fees, there's no foreign fees, there's no fees whatsoever on the Apple Card. And most importantly, there is no late fees, and we're going to talk more about that too in a little bit. But finishing up the cash backs, if you purchase anything via Apple Pay, such as online, if it says Apple Pay, check out with Apple Pay, then you're going to get 2%. Either use your Apple Watch or use your phone and just authenticate with Face ID or Touch ID, you automatically will get 2% cash back. And most importantly, you get 3% cash back from anything from Apple, such as subscriptions, products, in-app purchases, anything Apple related. If it's affiliated with Apple, or if it's you going through Apple, you automatically going to get the 3% cash back. And then very recently, you have partners. Recently, they allow Walgreens to have 3% cash back once you use Apple Pay. So that is pretty impressive. I'm curious to see what Apple is gonna push out to retailers, and Uber too. So if you take a lot of Uber, you get 3% cash back. So I'm trying to think what's next. It'll be amazing if Apple allows 3% cash back through Amazon, but they have to go through Amazon, and Amazon has their own credit card. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But that's the awards, and I gotta say, mostly I try my best to use Apple Pay by using my phone or my Apple Watch. I just got the Series 5 coming from the Series 0, so I can finally use Apple Pay with my Apple Card. And I couldn't update my older Apple Watch to watchOS 6, which is allowing support for the Apple Card, and that's why I went out and brought the Series 5, and otherwise it's just time anyway. Mostly, a lot of my purchases is through Apple Pay, and if I just want to flex a little bit, I just hand over my card and I get the 1%. Let's say you make a purchase. You guys can see here the user interface is very easy. It's easy to understand. You don't have no like weird codes or ID numbers. It's very simple the way how Apple lay out all your transactions. So in this case here, I went to Staples. You're going to see Staples. You see the location. You see the day. Any transaction you go on, you can tap on it and you can see more information on that transaction. And then you have a map. So you have an actual map on where you purchase that item. So let's say you didn't recognize this Staples purchase. You can open up the map and see exactly where you purchased. I recently traveled to Florida and I was able to, take my Apple Card with me. And I went to GameStop to buy my cousin. I basically just used my physical card all around. So I just want to show you guys the map really works. You can see the map from anywhere around the world. Then if you don't recognize that purchase, you have the number too, so you can call Krispy Kreme, that office, to confirm like what's going on, what's this purchase. So this is a very, very nice interface. This is the best banking interface that I've seen yet. Everything is broken down into categories so you can understand how much money you're spending on each category. So going over all the colors real quick, you have shopping, which is like a yellow, orange, kind of like, it's mostly yellow. And then you have traveling. Traveling is going to show green on the card. And then you have food and drinks, which is more of an orange. Which, by the way, I hope Apple can change the colors because it looks so similar. Shopping and food and drink look so similar to each other. And you have entertainment, which is purple. And you have health, which is red. And you can see all your spendings, and you can see everything is nice and organized and categorized. And also you can see your daily cashes too, so you can see how much daily cash you receive in each month. And this is very, very useful because let's say you want to save money. I'm spending too much money on food and drink. Maybe I want to calm that down, or maybe I'm doing too much shopping. You can see exactly how much you are money that you're spending, how much money you're spending. And it's a nice little percentage, like the amount of money that went up or the amount of money that went down. So I like how Apple added in the colors, so it's a nice attention to detail. So the more colors on your card, that's basically your balance that you owe. If you pay your balance all the way up to 0, the card is going to be completely white. And I forgot to state in the beginning of the video, if this is your first credit card, definitely you want to use your card responsibly. If you feel like you're not ready for a credit card, then this card is obviously not for you. You don't want to ruin your life just because you want this Apple card. Although there's no late fees, there's no annual fees, there's no foreign fees, or no fees whatsoever, Apple will charge you interest every single month if you don't pay your bills on time, and it will affect your credit. So not only are you paying more interest, your credit is going to be hindered too. It's definitely going to be penalized. Credit might be in jeopardy, so you don't want to miss any bills whatsoever, even though there's no late fees. And trust me guys, I've been paying my bill every other week. Pretty much I pay my Apple bill. Thanks to Apple releasing these new iPhones, this is how much I gotta pay right now so far. So yeah, but I'll be okay though. Don't even worry about me, guys. Speaking of paying bills and talking about balances, it's so much easier to pay your bill because you can see how much interest you might be paying. So this little circle here and seeing all the colors, you can see a nice little description, and it varies on the color. So I like how Apple is using colors to quickly identify or describe what's going on. So you can see the description on the bottom here. It's motivating you to pay more to avoid paying interest. And if anything, if you want to be specific, you can open up the keypad and pay the exact like that too. And then of course you could pay later or pay now right away. And then from there you can link up your credit card, your debit card, and just pay your bills just like that. And then you authenticate with Face ID to pay off your bill. Some quick little questions I do want to answer. The cash back. Let's say you bought something and then you return it. Where does that cash back go? Do Apple take it away from you, or do they charge you? And actually they do charge you for the cash back that Apple gave you. So let's say I purchase an app, right? I purchased an app that cost $21. I received the cash back. I later then refunded the app, and then Apple did charge me for the cash back that I received from them to even out the balance. Either way, that cash back is still on your Apple Cash card. So your Apple Cash card, that's where all your cash back goes, and then from the cash back you can add it into your debit card, or you could pay it towards your bill, your Apple bill, which is gonna lower down the amount, of course. But back to the refund thing, it's gonna charge your card, but you could just use the Apple Cash to give Apple back the money. And as you guys can see here, from refund, daily cash adjustment, so now I gotta pay the 65 cents, but I still have the 65 cents through the Apple Cash Card. Now, I want to talk about customer support. This is amazing. You can actually text Apple if you have any problems or concerns. I did have one problem where I couldn't see the purchase of my Apple Music subscription. I see it on my iPad, but I couldn't see it on my iPhone, which is a weird little glitch. But I was on iOS 13, an early beta of iOS 13. But so you're able to message Apple if you have any kind of problem or anything wrong. You could text Apple, they get back to you within minutes. It's very, very fast. I never called Apple. Well, I called Apple before, but not with about an Apple Card issue. You can visit the website too as well. But for me, I think it's faster to text because you can go about your business. You can launch up a different application, or you can do something else. You don't have to wait on hold or anything like that, or wasting time browsing the web. Quickly text them. You get a response within minutes or even seconds. So of course you texting Apple, but if Apple can't figure out, they're gonna link it to Goldman Sachs. So yeah, so Goldman Sachs is the issuing bank, and then MasterCard is the payment network, of course. Now you can look up your credit card information like I mentioned earlier. So if a place doesn't take Apple Pay, you can look up your card information, and it's going to authenticate with Face ID or Touch ID, and you can see all your critical credentials of your credit card number. So you can see your name, your credit card number, the expiration date, and you can even see the security code. And if any reason, if you lost your credit card, you can request a new number, or if you've been compromised, if someone took your credit card number, you can easily request a new number right there on the spot. And it's very, very unique because the physical card is kind of like a separate card number, but it's weird. Apple is so secure. They don't have no credit card numbers whatsoever on the physical card. Nothing but your name and the issuing bank and the payment network is on the card, but it's nothing but a chip and a stripe. And I absolutely love this credit card so much. It's made out of titanium. It's 90% made out of titanium and 10% made out of aluminum. This is the most premium card I ever have in my wallet. I like the way it feels, and it's a nice little flex. It's something to talk about. It's a conversation starter. Kept it in my leather wallet. I know Apple came out with an article, avoid putting it in leather wallets, but leaving it in my leather wallet for a month, no colors changing, nothing like that. I'm leaving it in my leather wallet because if anything, you can request a new card too if it gets damaged or anything like that. I'm not really too worried about that. And very, very quickly, one thing with credit cards, it's all about paying your bills on time and boosting your credit up. It's just a sign of trust. Can you handle this card? We're gonna give you $5,000 credit limit, and don't let us down, basically. Don't let us down. Pay your bills on time. So who is this card for? This card is really for Apple enthusiasts, or if you're a big Apple fan, you buy a lot of Apple products every single year, such as the iPhone, the iPad, the MacBook. I just brought the Apple Watch. It's for people who love Apple and they love the design of the card, and maybe they want another card to build credit and get cash back. Maybe the cash back is actually worth it for them, because I only have one credit card. This is my second one, and the cash back that you're getting for this, you're getting 3% cash back on Apple purchases and 2% if you use Apple Pay. That's better than my Capital One card, which is the 1.5% cash back on all purchases. Somewhere down the line, Apple is gonna give us 3% cash back on select retailers, or somebody else is gonna hop on this Apple Card bandwagon. Walgreens, I just went to Walgreens the other day, and I looked at it. I'm like, whoa, I'm getting 3% cash back. And I looked it up online. Walgreens is now on the Apple Card. Now they on board. Another thing too of using your card physically, you might even see some scrapes if you keep on using it. But guys, that's pretty much it for my Apple Card review. I'm still going to continue to use my Apple Card. So make sure you guys subscribe if you guys want to see a 1 year later review on the Apple Card. I'm definitely going to make that. And make sure you guys turn on notifications so you guys can be notified when I upload. Thumbs up on the video, and comment down below what you guys think about the Apple Card. Should you apply? Yes, but only if you're responsible and if you love Apple, if you buy a lot of Apple products. Alright guys, until next time, have a simple day. Peace.